coming in, I mean, unfortunately, we knew it was going to be a little messy, but it's just something we felt important that had to be done, that should be done. So, but like I said, yeah.
The manpower was just very stressed and critical to the point of almost break.
Buckle up, everyone, because today we're delving into a major scandal rocking a small town in Illinois. We're focusing on Dalton and the tumultuous story of Tiffany Henyard, the so-called super mayor. This controversy is threatening to topple her entire political empire. The saga includes political maneuvering, financial scandals, and even federal indictments. Stay tuned as we unpack the drama unfolding in Dalton. This is one story you won't want to miss.
You should pay everybody. Is it the reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is?
What was it for?
It was for shirts. That's what it's for. You just asked me.
Imagine a tense meeting room filled with palpable anger and frustration. Mayor Tiffany Henyard, renowned for her bold style and audacious claims of being the most powerful woman on Chicago's South Side, is in the hot seat once more. Facing her board of trustees, she erupts with fury, demanding, "Stop creating chaos. You do not stand for me, and I want you to step down." Henyard isn't mincing words. She's clearly enraged and determined to fight fiercely. This showdown is far from over.
Is there a motion to terminate Keith Freeman?
So what's behind this fury? It all began with a push for financial transparency that Mayor Henyard wasn't eager to provide. The board had demanded that the village open its financial books, but Henyard quickly vetoed the move. Just like that, the stage was set for an explosive showdown.
Deep debt, and that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
But hold on, this story takes an even juicier turn. The next twist involves L.S. Lacey, Dalton's chief of police and one of Henyard's closest allies. If you thought things couldn't get more dramatic, think again. Lacey has been indicted on serious federal charges, including bankruptcy fraud, making false statements, and perjury. The indictment details how Lacey allegedly concealed assets and lied under oath to avoid a staggering $440,000 lawsuit settlement. This isn't just a minor legal hiccup. If convicted, Lacey could face up to 45 years in prison. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the drama is only escalating.
Mr. Lacey is absolutely not guilty of all 9 counts. I believe he's cooperating. And if you cooperate, you have to admit your guilt.
Why is this such a big deal? Because Lacey isn't just any police chief. He's been one of Henyard's most loyal operatives, allegedly handling her dirty work for years. The big question now is whether Lacey will flip and turn on Henyard to save himself. If he does, it could spell disaster for the self-styled super mayor. Let's break down what this indictment really means. It's not just about Lacey's alleged crimes. Bankruptcy fraud and perjury are serious, but this situation goes beyond one man trying to evade debt. This indictment could be the key to unraveling a corrupt system that Henyard is rumored to have built around herself. If Lacey starts cooperating, he might reveal details about Henyard's alleged misuse of power, including turning the Dalton Police Department into her personal security force and extorting local businesses. The potential fallout could be massive.
Legal appointment, that's what the trustees I talked to are calling this. They say the news took them by surprise, and now they're talking to legal counsel to figure out their next step.
And speaking of misuse of power, let's discuss Henyard's controversial handling of the police. Under her leadership, the Dalton Police Department has allegedly turned into a private army, reportedly involved in shaking down local businesses and intimidating political rivals.
Fox 32 has investigated Henyard's use of a police security detail, taking officers off the street and costing thousands of dollars.
According to former Dalton Police Chief Robert Collins, things deteriorated so much that officers were pulled from regular crime-fighting duties to serve as Henyard's personal bodyguards, highlighting the extent of misuse under her leadership.
Henyard fired her chief of police late last year without any approval from the village board. So now Robert Collins has filed a...
Collins didn't hold back when describing how the mayor's demands for personal security stretched his department to the breaking point. "We desperately needed these officers on the streets fighting crime," Collins said, but instead they were assigned to chauffeur the mayor around. It's wrong, and someone needs to be held accountable. And let's not overlook the extravagant spending spree that has left Dalton teetering on the edge of financial disaster. Henyard has reportedly been squandering taxpayer money as if it were her personal piggy bank. Reports reveal she's amassed hundreds of thousands in expenses, including a private ice skating rink and lavish trips funded by Village credit cards. To top it off, she allegedly spent $33,000 on Amazon in just one day. What exactly was she buying and why? The misuse of funds is staggering and raises serious questions.
A one day purchase of over $40,000 to Amazon. And the main thing is,
these lavish expenses, combined with allegations of pay-to-play schemes where local businesses had to donate to her charity to stay open, paint a damning picture of a leader more focused on personal luxury than genuinely serving her community.
We get invoices, but those invoices lead to more questions, and sometimes we don't get answers to those questions. And so it's not about clickbait, it's about just making sure the right thing is being.
Here's where it gets really juicy. The FBI has been investigating Henyard for some time, and Lacey's indictment might be the breakthrough they need to bring her down. Federal subpoenas have been issued, targeting Henyard's administration and demanding everything from employment records to financial statements. With Lacey now facing serious jail time, insiders speculate he might cut a deal with prosecutors. If that happens, Henyard could find herself the focus of a full-blown federal investigation, intensifying the scrutiny on her administration.
Wrong is wrong, and there's a time to hold people responsible and accountable for that.
And honestly, who could blame Lacey for wanting to save himself? He's not alone in feeling the pressure. Rumor has it that several members of Henyard's inner circle are already singing like canaries, spilling secrets in a desperate attempt to avoid their own indictments. One potential turncoat is Keith Freeman, Henyard's former top aide, who was recently charged with bankruptcy fraud. Freeman, once a close ally, now seems to be cooperating with trustees investigating Henyard's leadership and spending practices. If he's willing to talk, he could reveal a trove of damaging information about his former boss. But let's circle back to the financial disaster that Dalton has become under Henyard's leadership. We mentioned earlier that the Village is in serious financial trouble, and it's worse than you might think. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, hired as a special investigator, uncovered a staggering shift in Dalton's finances. The Village, which had a surplus of $561 million in April 2022, plunged into a shocking deficit of $365 million by May 2024. That's nearly a $926 million swing in just 2 years. The big question now is, where did all that money go?
Reasons I vote no when we go through our board packets, it's like, some of this stuff, it's like you don't know exactly what it's for, and then when you ask a question, there's no.
According to Lightfoot's report, Village credit cards were used for extravagant purchases, including that infamous Amazon spending spree, plus thousands more at Target, Walgreens, and Wayfair.
Township residents are paying for her.
And it doesn't end there. Lightfoot's report also revealed that over $6 million in checks have been approved, but never sent to vendors, leaving the Village's financial obligations in chaos. So not only is the Village deeply in debt, but it also has a pile of unpaid bills it can't afford to cover. It's a total mess. If you think Henyard's financial mismanagement is shocking, wait until you hear her response to these allegations. Instead of coming clean or trying to address the issues, Henyard has doubled down, insisting she's the victim of a smear campaign orchestrated by her political enemies. She's even reappointed her disgraced deputy chief, Louis Lacey, to this position despite the federal charges against him. That's right, Henyard is standing by Lacey, even as he faces nearly 45 years in prison. Why would she do that? Some insiders believe it's all about maintaining control. By keeping Lacey in his post, Henyard might be trying to send a message to others in her administration. Stay loyal, and I'll protect you. But if Lacey decides to cooperate with investigators, that loyalty could vanish as quickly as Dalton's financial reserves.
guys, it's the Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the People's Mayor and People's.
So where does all of this leave us? That's the million-dollar question. The fate of Dalton and its embattled mayor now hangs in the balance. Will Lacey flip and expose all of Henyard's secrets? Will the FBI's investigation finally deliver justice to a town plagued by corruption and mismanagement? Or will Henyard manage to evade the consequences of her actions as she has so many times before? One thing is certain, this story is far from over. In fact, it feels like it's just beginning. New revelations are coming to light almost daily, and with the possibility of more indictments on the horizon, Dalton is in for a wild ride. By the time all is said and done, the super mayor might find herself facing a very different title, perhaps even inmate. What do you think? Is this the end of the road for Tiffany Henyard, or does she have a few more tricks up her sleeve to escape justice once again? And if Lacey decides to cooperate with investigators, could this signal the start of a massive political takedown in Dalton? We want to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below. Until next time, stay tuned and stay curious.